You can fail in retirement for non-math reasons. Having a secure paycheck for the rest of your life isn't everything if you end up depressed, lonely, and you don't have a sense of contribution and happiness. I'm gonna give you 5 things that we hear retirees telling us bring them happiness and a sense of purpose moving into their next phase. Hey everyone, I'm Nick Davis, founder of Brindle & Bay Wealth Management. I'm here to show you how to master your retirement money so that you can have a meaningful life after work. If you find this information helpful, just as a quick reminder, please subscribe and like this video so that other people can find this information as well. Thank you. So what are these 5 key things that retirees say make the next phase better? I have to admit, as a financial planner, we tend to focus on not running out of money, and as a consumer, you probably think the same thing, but it takes an extra effort to put some purpose and meaning behind this. What good is it if we never run out of money if we don't have a rewarding, happy, and calm next phase of life? Now, these are in no particular order, but surprisingly, a lot of people say joining a health club makes a big difference for them, even if it's one that costs a little bit more money. Now, I won't point out that there is a senior discount at many gyms, because you don't want to be viewed as a senior. You are a person who has purchased more time freedom so that you can do the things that are more meaningful and purposeful. But we've had people that have never done a hot yoga class in their entire life that just became very excited and passionate about hot yoga, to the point that one person actually took a yoga retreat to France last year. Why France? I have no clue. We can hear the excitement in people's voices. I remember a long-haired, tattooed guy who decided to take spin class and loves it. And surprisingly, I believe he's still doing it. Even if it's a more expensive gym, it pays a dividend that contributes to your happiness. The second thing is to find a group. People say that when they're working, their group is the place that they work a lot of times. And we all need to go to a place where everybody knows our name, just like that old sitcom Cheers.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
It's too bad they took that off the air because we all miss Cliff Clavin's random facts. But everybody needs to go to a place where somebody knows your name. Now, I'm not saying that your group should be a bar, okay? In fact, it probably shouldn't. But is it a community garden? Is it a horse therapy place? Is it volunteering to teach a class? Is it taking a class at a community college? Is it a consulting gig? There's lots of things that people do to find their group. We have a couple who's working on their next phase right now, and they're a few years away from retirement. And they started a community bicycle club where they ride a couple times a week as a group. They have their own nonprofit, they have a board, they meet every month. In fact, the group just got back from a trip to Arkansas where they were riding in the countryside. They actually taught me how to ride a bike in a group in the public streets. Everybody knows how to ride a bike, but riding with a group is a totally different thing. And it's a pretty neat culture. And that brings me to the third surprising thing, and that is get a bike. It actually helps to contribute to your mental well-being. I know that's why I use it. Riding a bike has really helped to decompress. You can ride a bike by yourself in a neighborhood, or you can ride a bike in a group. There's groups who go slow and they actually say we only ride so many miles per hour. And then there's groups that go fast. When I ride, I actually ride with a slow group once a week, and I ride with a fast group a couple of times a week. And when we ride with the slow group, we're looking at our neighbor, we're talking to each other when we're riding, getting to know each other and socializing. And when I ride with the fast group, we're just sucking air the entire time and pretending to enjoy ourselves. Another bicycle story. Last year we had somebody we told that they could retire early, and he said, I don't want to retire. So instead he went to his boss and he talked to him and decided to work 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week. He got a bike. He showed up at our picnic for Brindle & Bay that we do once a year with his brand new bike, and he spent the entire time riding around the park. He looks less stressed, he's happier, he's getting leaner, so get a bike. And number 4, people say that having a good emergency savings accessible to them contributes to their well-being and their peace of mind. So financial planners will tell you you need 6 months expenses at your disposal, and that's a great idea. But I think you should take it one step further and ask the question, what number matters to me? Some people have this extraordinary amount of cash in the bank they feel like it's too much, maybe they need to whittle that down a little bit, but they have a number that they like to keep available that's beyond 6 months sometimes. And if that number matters to you, like maybe you've always had a certain amount, then you should plan to keep that in your retirement there to contribute to your well-being and your peace of mind. And this is something that you can work on before you retire. So if you're contributing only to your 401k, you probably want to go ahead and start saving money outside of your 401k so that you end up at retirement with that number, in addition to the emergency savings, whatever large purchases you're going to want to make, because usually people make some large purchases that first year or two after they retire. And number 5, and this is the tough one, because you can't go and purchase it. You have to pay for it with effort. And that is a sense of contribution. A sense of contribution. Now, I'm not going to get philosophical or spiritual with you, though I would be tempted to, because prior to becoming a certified financial planner, I was a pastor for about 10 years. But I will tell you that Dr. Jordan Peterson, who's a clinical psychologist, commented and said that what he's noticed is that people who are near the very end phase of life, okay? I don't want to get morbid on you. However, we are all going to face it. People tend to face it with more grace and readiness when they feel like they have accomplished and contributed to the world the things that they needed to contribute. Contrarily, people who face that next final phase, that very final phase, without grace, with fear and angst, tend to almost always connect it to some sense of I didn't fulfill, a sense of contribution or destiny. Think about it. It's born into every person to make a contribution, and it's not easy to figure out what that contribution is. It could be influencing your family or something else, which brings me to the thought that you've spent your entire life saving and preparing to buy more time for a meaningful future. What better time than to embrace that and to figure out what that is in this next phase? And that's not an easy task. It starts with a journal and some questions. And I'm not going to give you the questions today because, to be honest, we are trying to get better at emoting those from our clients to help them to have that more meaningful experience ourselves. But maybe that's for a future video. So that's it. If you can think of some qualitative things to bring with you into that next phase that maybe we didn't think of or that we're not hearing about, feel free to put those in the comments and maybe we'll talk about that in a future video. Hey everybody, Nick Davis here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this, please consider subscribing. Also, if you would like to see the way that we help people master their retirement money so that they can go on to that next phase with calmness and joy, take a look at us at brindleandbay.com.